good? To Land Your Bets Show live stream. How's everybody doing today? Gonna let people jump in here as always. Coming off a wildly successful stream, I will say, had a couple of guests there. I'm gonna look to keep doing that. Didn't have time to get everybody in here this one, like Tips and company, but big shout out to those guys. We had a ton of fun doing this the other day on the live stream for the last day of games, which is crazy as always. So it's a little bit tough to maintain that always moving forward. But I will say we got plenty of best look at 2 games here on the slate for Tuesday. Gonna get into that stuff with you guys and show you a couple of bets that I already hit. Had a video come out with Modai as well, so we got some bets in together. Hopefully you're subscribed to that page and you can check it out. Quick reminder, as always, that we got the Discord running and feeling really good about that right now. So if you do want to jump in there, got the link in the description of the video, so you can make sure to get that. I got a few new things I want to show you here for this game, but I also want to show you a couple of things. I've got my my graphics up here a little bit messed up, but we got some bets from Modai and myself that you can see we both have here. So I'm going to bring some of those up and then get some of your guys' bets. As always, jump into the comments with a bet as well. We can get those going. I got some of y'all in here already. What's good? Yo, 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 yo. Got Free Sauce always here. NBA, DB, the squad. What's good, GB? Yeah, we're trying to get paid here, man. Let's get it. We got Mike. Got a lot of the homies there from the Discord, so we're a lot of the dudes contributing. I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm idly watching as some of these conversations go down with some of y'all who are very, very, very good bettors here and know what you're talking about. So I appreciate you guys doing that, contributing. Let's keep it going. Let's keep contributing. Let's keep finding these things together. Like I said, jump into the comments with a bet if you got it. My graphics are a little messed up, but I'm still going to show you what I got here because I still got the stuff up from Modai and myself. So I'll just be a little bit messed up, but we've got Brandin Ingram. I put that into the Discord already, so hopefully y'all saw that one. For those of you who are subscribed in there or at least jumped in already to the conversation. We also did have a couple bets from Modai. This is Modai's bet here with Austin Reaves, the Austin 3 party, where he's looking at 3 threes for Reaves or more. That was some pretty good money. I'm not sure where his prop is at right now, but we got some more stuff to look at from that game. I'm going to kick it off with that game. He also liked D Fox on the points over 27.5. I can dig that. I think there's some pretty good ways to parlay Fox and Steph points together as well. So we're going to take a look at that. I do want to see if we can get a couple tickets with some big bets on it and play some lottos today as well. We'll be doing that a little bit more. Here was one I put in yesterday in the Discord. Either team in this Dubs game to win by 1-5, or either team to win by 6-10. Because if you get that, you get guaranteed money as long as this game stays inside of 11 points. And then the other one here, bring that up for you from Modai, was LeBron assists over 8.5. I think his assist is a really good look in this game. I fully agreed with that one. And then Modai gave out Sabonis, which I gave this out, and then Modai jumped on it as well. He liked it a lot. And I'm still feeling this bet a ton here. Under 13.5. I believe you can get under 14.5 in some spots. So check that out. I know some people already want to talk about Zion. Modai likes his over. I think we got a couple people in here, including Ray, who might be into the under for Zion points. So I will look at that one a little closer because I didn't give that one out. But that's a quick look at the early plays that came out in that video yesterday. I want to jump in and start sharing my screen with you guys so we can get into this LA and Pelicans game. You can see some of the stuff here. I'm going to share my screen with some of the things I'm looking at. And now that we know a couple new things, I believe somebody was officially ruled out that we can look at. So I'm going to look at that here in a sec as well, so that you guys know exactly what the injury report is. I got to bring that up all the time. We're going to start with props.cash. We're going to use plenty of props madness in here as well. So let me start bringing some of this stuff up. But I do got to bring up the injury report. I'm going to pull up the Twitter feed so we can see the underdog stuff. And what might be coming down the line with these injuries, as we already see some people getting ruled out for these Eastern Conference games. Yeah, we got Terry Rozier ruled out. I'm down to look at some of these Eastern Conference games with you guys as well. You can throw those bets in there if you want, and we can look at that. But let's try to keep it to the game that we're on here. I'll add some stuff. I got the bottom line scrolling with what we've got already on the card. Going to be putting up what we got next as well as I get some bets from you guys. So I've got some things to look at already that's going to be scrolling. I know we want to look at Zion a little bit more. I know I want to look at CJ McCollum as well. He was just put in here as a bet. So we'll look at some CJ stuff. CJM. We know that CJ and Trey Murphy are going to be impacted by BI's return. Not sure if Zion will necessarily be impacted too heavily. That was kind of Modai's point, was that Zion has been scoring against this team, this Lakers squad, even with Brandin Ingram in there. So I don't know if that's going to scare too many people away, but we should see what that looks like a little bit more clearly. So we've got that coming up. I'm gonna grab a couple more from you guys. Yeah, I mean, he could. This is a point from David, like about Domas under boards. That was a bet that I put in, but we could see if there's a reason not to like it. I can still look a little bit more deeply into it. Even if he does play 48 minutes, I don't like the way that he's going to have his rebounds in this one. Rui, some stuff we can look at. Let's look at Rui rebounds as well in this game. Rui Rebs, putting that on the upcoming stuff here. Going to keep going for a minute, see if I can get a couple more bets from y'all. Yeah, we've got some AD stuff. I really like the look that was put into the Discord earlier, which was AD under threes, under 0.5 threes made. That's always going to be a good bet when you can see. I think it's at like it got juiced down a little bit, right? Somebody's lurking in the Discord and feeding our info to the books, maybe. But we got bro, appreciate you, Dylan. We got we got to take a look at that at least, because I love when we get down to under on 80s threes. LeBron's assist got jumped up, huh? All right, we could take a look at that. Look at all the Wu-Tang in here. I appreciate that. We got 36 Chambers in here. We got Cut the Check with the Wu-Tang album cover, one of the greatest of all time. Got to look at Herb Jones. I know he was tossed around a couple times as somebody to look at, so we'll look at Herb. And like I said, I want to see if we can add some bets we really like to at least a couple 2-3 leg parlays and see if we can we like some stuff. I love 2-leggers, but I understand too there's a lot of value to be made by building up those tickets. Let's look at Herb's threes. I have a feeling we'll want to look at a couple other things with Herb as well. Gonna try not to spend too much time on one thing, but we got time to look at these. Let's see. Trey's getting his 3-pointers, if not points. We'll take a look at both. Always got to look at both. Trey's obviously putting up a ton of threes when he gets those big numbers, like 11 3 attempts and stuff like that. We've seen that from Trey Murphy, so we can see if there's any reason to believe he'll get threes up in this game. We already know that Lakers squad is terrible at defending threes, so we'll look at threes and points for Trey. All right, got a pretty good card going. I know might as well look at most people, bro. Yeah, the Ingram rebounds and assists was a good look. I originally started looking at that through a conversation I had with Prop Holiday. I'm not sure if y'all follow him, but he has some really good stuff that he always puts out as well. And so I was conversating with him about Brandin Ingram. That's how I came to the assists. He likes the rebounds and assists, and I respect that. So I'll throw in the other aspect of the potential there for him. All right. Yeah, the rebounds is what we were talking about with BI as well. So we might as well look at BI at Ingram's rebounds in there, because I already got the assist, so I know I like that for him, and I imagine those got juiced a little bit. We can see on that. So let's start putting some stuff in here, because we're talking about most of the dudes in this game. I also wanted to look further at Austin Reaves, because I know some people were talking about points. Free Sauce was talking about points with him in the Discord. Do want to remind you, I got everything up now. I got my new graphics up here for the stream, so you can see all the stuff on the left. But this is the stuff coming up next that we're going to look at. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen so that it's not just black, right, like this, and get it going. All right. Present that. And then tomorrow I am going to try to get another guest on. Man, it is so much easier. Not only because a lot of the guests that we get on here are good cappers, but also because then it gives me time to look at these bets with you guys that you're throwing in the comments a little bit more easily, right? I'm doing like 3 producers' jobs plus hosting. So let's get after it and start looking at this. So this is all tomorrow's injury reports updates coming in now. If we go down a little bit, we already know he's playing. This is what I was looking at yesterday too. Brandin Ingram likely to see his minutes limit increased, right? So you want to keep that in mind when you're talking about betting other dudes. There's some definite correlation here between the Pelly's players outside of BI and Zion Williamson, and how well and successful they are when both those dudes are on the court. So the first thing too, though, for this game is like, what is going to happen with Joval? This is so weird. What I've been looking at with Joval too, I know I don't have him on the card, but I just want to bring it up because of his minutes, and that could impact other people's minutes, which is like, is he going to be playing normal minutes, or is he going to be getting these like really low minute totals that we've seen from him lately? Look at how much this fluctuates right here for Joval over the last 10 games, and a couple of those without Brandin Ingram, a couple of them with him, or most of them without, but some with. And even without, he's not seeing big minutes there. Willie Green came out and said he really likes Larry Nance to get in there, and even Dyson Daniels to play some small ball 5. So I think you got to keep all that into consideration as you start betting props for other dudes on the Pellies. But let me see what I have here first. Let's look at CJ. All right, because the CJ actually went down. I believe his points prop was a little bit higher earlier, and all these numbers are predominantly with BI either out or playing really low minutes. And BI got hurt in like a week or so before this. It was like last 15 games. Let's see here real quick. So it was like, yeah, even last 15, you can see for CJ over 12 of 15 on this 21.5 number. In fact, he didn't even get 22 ever. He was consistently getting 23 or more when he went over. In the games that he didn't go over, I just want to see his minute total. Yeah, I mean, he's still playing 40 minutes. So it was just probably some bad shooting games in there. And Brooklyn's a pretty good defense against him. But let's look at CJ real quick because, man, I know that he does a lot of stuff that this Lakers squad can't defend. So let's pull him up on Props Madness for a minute to talk about his scoring. So I'm going to pull up Props Madness. I know I need to go through some of this with y'all. There's probably some new people in here, but Props Madness is an amazing tool from Pips, who was on the stream here on Sunday, and I'm definitely getting Pips back on as well because he's got some great looks and obviously is the creator of this freaking platform that we use so consistently here on the stream. So I'm gonna get him back on, but for what I'm looking at and why I love it right now to use for CJ as a starting point is to see where CJ's shooting from and what he does well and how the Lakers match up against it. So this stuff right here is all pretty normal in terms of, you know, things that you'll see on other sites in terms of like recent numbers, right? This is what everybody always loves to look at, is like when you see a ton of green, you're like, let me jump on that. But that's not what we do on this show. As we know, we go ahead and dive a little bit more deeply into just like, hey, he's done it a lot lately, let's keep going with it. That is terrible analysis. Please don't follow people who just tell you, yo, he's gone over a hella lately, so you should just take him right now. That's not how basketball works. This is a matchup based sport to the max. So you want to make sure that you look at that. So the matchup here for CJ, gonna be a good one. Let's be honest. Like 50% above the break is where he's shooting from. I already know, and I'm sure some of you also know, that this is where this Lakers squad is weakest. If you look at where they are, right? This is opponent defense that I just changed it to. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Oop, can't make it that big. Pips is still working on it. All right, broke it. There we go. So now I gotta get back to CJ. Player shooting, right? You can see he's shooting 50% of his shots above the break. Above the break also, right? It goes all the way down to here. So if you're shooting a three from the wing, that's also considered above the break, right? And then everything else for him right here in this this floater range, some of the stuff getting to the bucket, but he's not in the corners because he's playing up top. That's where this team sucks. I mean, right here in the mid-range, they're bad. Really, this Lakers defense is porous anyway, for real. But 29th against above the break stuff. What is CJ's threes prop at? I'm going to look at that real quick on Props Madness. It's at 3.5, juiced way down to the over. So you got to take 4.5 to get good money on CJ. I don't even see any 4.5s hanging around here. It's all 3.5 for bad money. If you have a Bet365 account, you can get minus 140. I'm going to take a look at what he's done against his team in terms of his averages from three. I mean, the points don't really scare me. I like an over in this game. I think a lot of us do, is what we were talking about in the Discord too, is that this game is ripe for an over. So if you're pulling on that for that to happen, this would be a dude that's really good to probably bet on. So 21.5. Let me look at his head-to-head real quick. Head-to-head, this is with BI. Obviously, BI, though, was played a lot fewer minutes in this game. He played 23 in this last one where they lost the last game of the season to the Lake Show. So let's just make it real easy on ourselves as a starting point, too, where we go to StatMuse. We look at CJ, McCollum with and without Brandin, Ingram. And we're going to see if we can put together a sort of projection for what we see CJ's minutes going to be. What do we think his field goal attempts are going to be? Let's try to figure that out real quick. I mean, this is pretty stark. In the 49 games with him, 18 points per game. In the 17 this season without him, 25.7. The field goal attempts go up by 6. So now I'm real scared of CJ props because of that Ingram news that he's not ruled out. The threes, two fewer attempts. I mean, he was taking 10 threes a game, man, without Brandin Ingram in there as of late. Actually, if you look at let's do the last 10 without Brandin Ingram. Go over here and take him out on props.cash. Hope you guys have this tool. It's $100 for the NBA season. I still really recommend it. It's super, super helpful. You can also use Outlier, but it's just as expensive. The head-to-head without Brandin Ingram. Sorry, I need to do with BI real quick. Let me put with Ingram in here. And we're looking at head-to-head, 4 out of the 7 that he's gone over. The shot attempts is what I'm also really worried about here. That's what I want to look at. So this season, he's played 4 times with BI. So he played the Lakers all 4 times, including that last one where he had 25. And he's at 17 field goal attempts, right? That's still well below that 25 that he was taking. That's about his average for the season with BI in there, it's 14. So he's still taking a good amount, actually a couple more against this Lakers squad, which is nice. You like to see that. This season, he's actually probably at even a little higher. 38 plus 16 is 54 divided by 3. What's that, like almost, what was 4? 54 divided by 3, 18, my bad. So 18 shots a game this season. Actually, he's got the 14er there too. So I think 17 is about right. 17 shots per game, shooting that thing at 42.5%. Not great. 3 threes. I like, if you want to project him, let's see these minutes. If you want to project him at like 34, 35 minutes tonight, now we're in a little bit of trouble. Let me pull up my my little spreadsheet here that I know that isn't the sexiest thing in the world, but it is very, very helpful. So I'm pulling up my betting tool real quick. And I'm seeing what the edge is with CJ. And I know I usually want a 10% edge on these things when I put them through a little bit of a model that I have here to make sure we're getting the right stuff. But I'm also realizing y'all can't see the model. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just let you know. I already put it through that. And we're at like a 7.5% edge, which is not quite there for props. Like, you want it to be a little bit higher. And that's based on projections of his minutes and his field goal attempts. So if we put him at 17 field goal attempts and we put him at 40%, right? 17 times 0.4, it's going to put us at 7, right? So about 7 made shots. That gets you to 14 points. The threes, though, are at, right, he's averaging 3. This season, he's averaging about 5, 10, 13 divided by 3 is about 4. So an extra 3 there per game. If you give him the 4 threes made in this one, which is at a really low percentage, so it makes sense that he could hit that, then maybe it looks a little bit better. But for me, CJ is definitely a little bit of a pass on this one, just because of BI being in there. I don't know how he's going to be impacted by that. I would not, give anybody crap for taking a bet on him. And if we got this down to like 18 plus and you want to add that to a player prop, I could see that for CJ. I'm going to put him down for now as a pass, but understand that, like, I do think he's good for 17 to 18 points. And if his prop was where it normally is, which is like 16.5, 17.5, then that would be something to consider. Let me show you real quick why I think this is still just juiced up a little bit. Even though I know he's gone over this number 2 of 4 games versus the Lakers this season, it still is like, I know I'm paying a premium is what I'm trying to say. So this is Betting Pros, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. But if you use the link in the description of the video to go right to this page, you're going to come up to be able to see recent numbers for these dudes and recent prop lines, more importantly. So BI got hurt right here. Look at this. 15.5, 16.5. This is what his prop line is when BI is in there. Then that thing starts to go steadily up. 15.5, 18.5, 20. And the only reason it was 18 and not more is because he was playing Miami in the very next game. Then Detroit, 20, because it's Detroit. 19, 22. Now we're gone. Now we're all the way up here in 22 and 23 land, which was a great bet when you had CJ without Brandon Ingram in there, because as we discussed, he's at 25.7 points per game when he plays alongside. And I realize I'm not sharing my screen with y'all. I'm an idiot. My bad. So this is Betting Pros, which is what I was trying to show you. My bad. Betting Pros has the recent numbers. So that's what I was looking at here. Is like right before BI got hurt, 15.5 was his prop against the Magic. And then that thing steadily rose while he was scoring 31, 36. Look at all these. And look at the shot attempts as well, right? That's what we were talking. Well, you can't see it on this prop, but that's what I was talking about. Is the shot attempts are up at like 22, 23, 24 shots at times. And that's how he got all these numbers. This is going to start to go down. It's 1 fewer than it was last game, even though he went cleanly over last game at 25, right? So you can already tell that everybody's aware that his attempts go down with Brandon Ingram in there. So if you wanted to get this number at like, 17.5, even 18.5, now you're talking. But like, look, 19.5 is a pretty high prop for him, but it was against the Lakers, who he does well against. And he still only got the 19 right there, right? So that's what I expect in this game. I mean, how did he shoot against them in that game? I'm gonna look real quick at the head-to-head stuff. Yeah, so we're on head-to-head. And in the game on 2-9, which is the last one that we just saw, he shot the ball 16 times, right? I mean, it's not a low number by any means, but it's still not something that I want to have to bank on if someone's going to be at these 22-point averages or these 22-point props. So that's enough time for me passing on CJ. But like I said, if y'all want to add him to like an 18-plus points prop, like same game parlay, for instance, in that game and throw a few other props on there, then I'm good with that. I got those picks scrolling on the bottom, bro. So if you want to see that, and I'm assuming you probably need to add a couple of plays to a parlay that you're in, or maybe you're playing prize picks. But if you want to know favorite 2 picks for tonight, Those are scrolling on the bottom and in pretty much in order. Although Domas is definitely my favorite. I love when we're on the same page here, bro. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of a pass at that high of a number for CJ. But let's keep it moving. That's enough CJ talk. I'm gonna look at Rui rebounds real quick. And actually, I'm gonna look at Rui rebounds because we did this in order. We're keeping it organized. That's the point of making these things. All right, so Rui on the points doesn't look good in here. Let's look at the minutes for him against this squad real quick. He's up 23, but in the last two, right? Once he got injected into that starting lineup, then he played this team, and then he got these minutes. So it's actually probably better to look at Rui's more recent stuff than his stuff against this in this matchup specifically, because he still wasn't getting minutes. Like all these minutes right here are last year Rui, right? This is not this year Rui, right? At this point, so let's do last 10 and look at what that looks like. So he's gone over the first of all, I know I'm on points. I'll get to rebounds in one sec, but he's on in the last 10, he's gone over 8 out of 10, playing 31.5 minutes per game, right? And a couple of smaller minutes in there because they wiped the floor with Toronto. It was a close one against Washington, but then Cleveland they also beat pretty good. So the minutes for him in the games that are a little bit closer, right, within 10 points and not these blowouts. Now he's a little bit more likely to play, but he's not really what you'd call blowout proof necessarily. The minutes still at 30 in the last 10 that they've won by 10 plus points. Always want to keep that in mind. Not that this is going to be a blowout by any means. So for I'm going to put him into courtside pal. Also always recommend putting using courtside pal over just strictly like position versus defense. So I'll show you the difference between both real quick. I know plenty of y'all are familiar at this point, but if you look at FanDuel Fantasy Pros, which is something a lot of people like to use, which is just like, how does this position do against these teams? It's like, it's not that much of it's not as accurate, let's say, as the courtside pal stuff, which is player profile versus team defense, right? So I'm going to look at Rui real quick. Put him into courtside pal and see what he does against this team. I'll start with rebounds because that was the request at first. And so looking at how this Lakers team plays against him, or I'm sorry, this is not the Lakers. This is NOR. Where's NOR at? They're pretty good. They're a good rebounding team right now. Against Rui, they're going to limit him to the second fewest rebounds per game. His rebound prop is at 4.5. He has gone consistently over this, as you can see here. Let's look at his rebound chances real quick. I don't think there's any reason to expect Rui to lose minutes in this game. I think 31 is a good projection for him for tonight as well. This team usually keeps it pretty close to the vest with the rotations in the playoffs. So I don't know that they're going to be adding too many people to it, and he's getting those starter minutes. It's a minus 138 though for him to get 5, and that's the best number that I'm seeing right here. The rebound chance is something I want to look at, but I can already tell you I like to listen to Courtside Pal when they tell me things. Let's look at power forwards and consider him a power forward for right now, and just see if that helps us as well. We're looking for the Pelicans. Nobody keeps these colors consistent. Pellies against power forwards, not too good according to what they call power forwards. Props.cash lists him as a power forward as well. I think that's fair for sure. I mean, LeBron's in there and he kind of messes everything up, but let's look at Rui's potential rebounds as of late and make sure we have AD in here as well. I don't think he missed too many games, but we always want to make sure we have AD in there as he is their best rebounder. Still going over pretty consistently in his last 10. And I'm not going to worry about the season because, like I said, he wasn't getting minutes at the beginning of the season. But I do want to make sure that, okay. So let me look at his rebound chances. He just got 7 against this team. It might not be a terrible look. So I'm to look at rebound chances. You got to go to NBA Advanced Stats, players, go to tracking, and then go to rebounding. And I want to make this just the Lake show. So I'm going to change this to Lakers and switch up this music. We got the Lakers player rebounding. Let's do the last 10 because AD played most of those games. And he's the one who takes those rebound chances. But he's coming in 4th. How many minutes do you expect Jackson Hayes to get tonight? Still stealing boards from Rui at times. 10.6 rebounds, 7.3 boards is pretty high rebound chance. 68%. That's like good center stuff, right? Like you see LeBron and AD with that high. Jackson Hayes doesn't even have that high of a rebound chance percentage successfully, right? And 29% of them are contested. That's still pretty good, actually. I should probably give him a little bit more credit. That's 11 rebound chances, though, for 5 boards. Yeah, that's not bad. That seems like it should be a little bit higher. His rebound profile, like I said, against his team is really bad. They're really good at limiting him, so it might be a little bit scary. The only other thing I would look at for rebounds when I'm considering that is matchup. Let's see who he was matched up with in this last game. So I'm going to go to the game log from this last one. I'll just go to NBA.com real quick and jump into the game log from this last game that they played on Sunday. I'm going to go all the way over here to the Lake Show. So many games on Sunday. All right. Pull up the box score, because now you want to look at matchup inside of here. You need tracking data to be available, which it was not. Just mad annoying. Let's look at the other game between these teams. But sometimes matchup data is not available, or tracking data rather. So that will dick us in these situations. But let's see teams. I'm going to go to the box scores for New Orleans real quick and see if that helps me at all, so I can look at the other game. But at the same time, was he getting? Yeah, he got minutes in the second game. So let's do. This is Pelly's. I'm going to make it versus the Lakers, so I can see how Rui did in that last game. So that was on February 9th, and I do believe he got like 34 minutes. So he was already, did he start that game? Yeah, he started that game, played 36 minutes. So that might not be a bad projection for tonight as well, to be honest with you. And all these dudes got points. That one went hella high. What was that, 261 on the total there? This did have tracking data. So if I go to the matchups in this game for Rui, I'm going to put Rui on defense and see who he was guarding. Looks like he was guarding mostly BI and some Zion in there, right? And then I guess when he played small ball 5 without without AD, then he was guarding Jonas. But yeah, mostly he's playing on the wing against these two dudes. I mean, it's still going to pull him from the basket a bit more than when he has somebody to bang with down low. I guess with Zion, that gives you somebody to bang with down low, but I don't like taking boards for the dude who's responsible for guarding Zion, because they're usually having a giant dude's shoulder in their chest until they're put under the rim, and then they're not really in a good position to get rebounds. But I don't hate this bet right here. The only other thing I'm going to look at is player rebounds for this team versus the New Orleans Pelicans, to see if there's anything there. Like, did he have mad rebound chances against this team this season? I know it's not going to give me every game. Rebound chances. Yeah, this isn't going to be accurate even against this team, because in the other game, he didn't play the 36 minutes. If you add 15 minutes to this total, he probably gets another, like, yeah, I think he's still good for about 10 rebound chances, to be honest with you. And he's still pulling down almost 50% of the ones that he gets here. I think Rui's a good look for the boards. If you want to add the points, I just want to see how he scores against this team real quick, in case the points make sense as well. In terms of his shooting profile, they limit to the 11th fewest points to his profile. And then as far as the scoring, not good either. Yeah, 6th fewest. I mean, they should be good at defending this dude. If you look at the head-to-head numbers for points, yeah, he got it on the 20 on this game right here, right on the 9th. He got those numbers against this team for the points. If we put the PR together real quick, put it 18.5, does help you. For sure, but the rebounds seem like the safer play. I mean, minus 138 still ain't bad juice enough to, if you feel that confident about it. It's not that big of an edge for me, but I'll get in on it because I like the bet, and I want to throw one more thing on here for you. So I'm gonna take Rui over 4.5 rebounds. I don't think Joval is going to be on the floor as much either, and we'll probably see some Larry Nance, but over 4.5 rebounds. I got to take minus 138 on that on FanDuel. And I'm just going to put 0.3U on that, because we got a lot of stuff on the card right now. So I'm going to put the green check next to that, throw it on the bottom line, keep it moving in this game. All right, save that. Update this bottom line with some Rui bet. I got to grab it here. All right, and we'll move on to the next one at this point. Bet. All right. All right. See, this is why it's easier to have somebody else with you, but whatever. What are you going to do? All right, moving on. I got the bottom line still with everything. I did take a little bit. It's bad juice. You're not wrong, Benny Beans. Like, yeah, it's nasty. But I hit it for the 0.3 units right there, because I think it was a good look. And yeah, I mean, that rebounding profile scares me too. I haven't bet it yet. Honestly, it's that juice is disgusting. Yeah, I'm talking myself out of it. I appreciate y'all. I'm talking myself out of it. It's another pass, bro. Minus 138. I know that edge is not 10%. I didn't even put it in yet, and I already know that edge is not 10%, and I'm not going to just hit it to hit it. So we got a lot of good bets available to us, and we don't got to be forcing Rui over rebounds. Good look, but we're going to pass on that one. It's true. Scared money don't make money. Nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Rockstar. But if it's scared, then just don't put it out there. Like you said, you put it out there confidently, or don't put it out. That's how I'm reading that. So, but Rockstar likes it. All right, bro. Yeah, get it for sure. The minus 138 is nasty, but yeah. And last game we took him at over 4.5. It took him a grip to get it right until the very end. All right, let me go to a couple other things. I know we got Ingram in here. I want to see what Mike had. Whenever Mike comes up with his tin hat theories, we got to look for a minute. That's hilarious. He's convinced ESPN started the rumor of the Lakers taking tonight game to avoid Denver because they have their own betting site. That would be hilarious. Honestly, that's the worst thing that's happened to betting is ESPN bet, but we'll move past that for now. Let's look at Ingram on the RA. I think I have that next too. I want to make sure. We got Herb Jones in here as well. I'll look at Ingram and then I'll look at Herb Jones. All right. We're going to look at BI on the Rebs. So it's like 30 minutes, right? I'm going to read really, really deeply into this announcement from Willie G, where he says Brandon likes to see his minutes limit increased, which means he has a limit, right? He still has one. It's not gone. It's just been increased today so that it's not going to be 23 minutes. So how many more minutes is it going to be? I got to project it at 30. That's where I'm putting his minutes tonight. So if he's in 30 minutes, then let's give him that due. He got the rebounds last game. Obviously, he got the 4 last game. Now we're on minus 128 on FanDuel, which is still not my favorite to have to take. But let's see why we would like this. I mean, against the Lakers this season, over in 3 of 4 and looking at just climbing over, right? Playing a good amount of minutes. So let's do last 10 for our guy. Getting that against some decently good rebounding teams. In those games, he was averaging 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes is the right number for him. So let's at least put it at 30 right here. So now he's averaging 33.8. Let's put it at 28, to be honest. I think that's a bit fair. He's still averaging 33 when he gets over 28. Over in 8 of his last 10, where he plays this amount of minutes. And on the season, still at about 5.2 rebounds in those 30 minutes. So it's not like it's necessarily a lock by any means. Not that we ever have locks on this show, but it's not like it's necessarily as sexy as you might think just because he's gone over so consistently. I mean, bro, like this is wild in the sense that 5 is a consistent number for him. Now, I guess he's gotten 6 a bunch too. It's the thing is he's only averaging 5.8. So that doesn't give us that much wiggle room for his consistency and how he's getting these boards. If we put him here in the last time they played, and who he was guarding, it's him and LBJ. Yeah, he's guarding LeBron. And so I guess he's all over the place. Let's put him in here for his rebounding stuff on Courtside Pal real quick. We can take a look real quick. If anybody has if you put a bet in there too and you have some reasoning behind it, let me know what you think about why you think what you think, right? Rockstar I like the assist, but he's got the rebounds a little bit more than the assists, and I can see both. Let's see if you like the double too. Okay, well, I see you. We got the double the other night, but he missed that, right? But let's see what he does here in Courtside Pal. We'll put him in rebounds versus the Lake Show. They're going to be middle of the pack, about 16th in terms of limiting his rebounds. If we look at the dimes, second most dimes. So, I mean, I didn't even really use this in my logic too much of why I love the assist so much. I just like the assist because that is what happens very, very consistently when he's playing with Zion and with these amount of minutes. So the rebounds on the season at 51%. I mean, he's gotten seemingly better, but it's still just an average of 5.5 because he doesn't really have many 10 rebound games, right? He's got some 8s in here, but for the most part, he's gotten 10 twice. I'm just saying for how much wiggle room. I know he doesn't need 10, but I'm just throwing it out there because I like a larger edge, right? But that's my thing with the assists, bro. Is like if you put him in the assists and you give him 30 minutes with the assist, those numbers look really, really good. This is a high hit percentage, and he's at 6 of them, right? Which at least gives us a little bit more reading room than just 5. 86% of games this season, though, where he's got 30 minutes, he's getting over 4.5 assists. Now, I got this at plus 105, and then I had to give it out at minus 104 because it went down, and now it's right at minus 120, meaning they at least dropped that juice a little bit, and you have to eat a little bit more to take minus 120 for him on the assists. If we look at the RA, let me give him that 30-minute filter once more. We look at him with the rebounds and assists combined. Now it's a little bit better than the boards even, right? And he's at 11.4, needing 10. This is pretty much the same as the assists. So you can tell the assist is something he can get. The double, like honestly, the double-double for him with assists is a lot more likely than the double-double than the double-double with the rebounds. But Benny Beans brings up a really good point. That's not fair, bro. Some people just have red eye all the time. Our guy just looks hella stoned all the time. And as someone who can spot a smoker, like, you know, I don't know if he's that high before games. I think they get those regular drug tests, but I will at least acknowledge that he looks high all the time. Yeah, I'm still on the assist, man. It's just something that happens that consistently. The rebounds, like, how much is Larry Nance going to play as well? You know what I mean? Like, Larry Nance being in there is actually a better rebounder, to be honest, than is Joval. But we don't have Larry Nance props. Honestly, what I kind of like too is the idea of Dyson Daniels getting a few more minutes as well. But yeah, for BI, like, if y'all want the rebounds, I get it. I'm not gonna get after you and talk you off of it. I'm gonna just say that, like, I would throw the assists in there with the rebounds, and I hit the assists, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm gonna pass on the BI boards for now. And like, I think, like, you know, 3 to 4 is like a legit line that would give you an edge, but needing the 5, just with the way that he gets 3 just as much as he gets like 6, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. Looking at next up, I'm gonna do a few more Pellies here. We got Herb Jones. I'm gonna start throwing these dubs and Kings bets into the up next here in just a minute, but let's keep going for a sec with a few more Pellies bets. When it comes to Trey Murphy, that's who and we'll look at him and Herb real quick. But when it comes to Trey, he's at 14.5 points, right? All right. So just a broad look, 21 to 57 is not ideal. And then 14.8 doesn't give you much of an edge, right? Head to head. All right. 11, 5, 14. He had a 20-pointer last season, but this season he's played 3 times. And I also think it's important to recognize what he does with and without BI. So let me do this with Brandon Ingram, because this is where CJ's my lack of confidence in CJ came from. I don't want Brandon Ingram with and without Brandon Ingram. He's always with himself. I want Trey Murphy the third with and without BI this season. A couple more points per game, 2 more field goal attempts, and 1 more 3. So he's not really getting that big of a bump without BI necessarily, right? Let's look at him, where he shoots from and all that. I also want to look at play type for Trey, and I know it's going to be spot up, right? Like the spot up stuff. So this is what I usually take y'all through on NBA traditionals, or advanced stats rather, and it's just nice and easy for us on propsmadness.com. It's still in beta, but it's free and it's super helpful, and I highly recommend it. He's shooting above the break as well. We already know that's where this Lakers team sucks at defending. So it's kind of about a threes bet for me with Trey. If you look at like how much he's scoring from that, I'm going to show you one more thing real quick on NBA advanced stats. I'm going to go to this Pelicans homepage, and I'm going to pull up players, and I can select scoring. So now I'm looking at these Pellies players on their stats page, and I pull up, instead of traditional stats, I'm going to look at scoring stats. And for these scoring stats, I want to see the percentage of his shots that he's even shooting from anywhere but 3. And any rotation player, anybody with 20 minutes that they're at least seeing, they're not even close, right? CJ's taking 52.8% of his attempts from deep, but Trey is taking 72% of his shots from 3. So that's why it's like, bro, if we're going to hit a points prop with Trey, like, aren't we just hitting a 3-point prop as well? 2.5 juice down. Does that give us an edge? Like, this is where I need my betting model to go. Like, with these odds, I need to know, because I love the ability to hit him for 3 threes. But what I don't like is the amount of is the juice that I have to eat at minus 142, right? That's going to get me a real bad return there on any kind of Trey Murphy bet. So you do want to run that through a model that at least shows you, if you plug in the odds for this bet, is the implied probability of it happening worth it for how much money you get on your return? I hope I didn't bore too many of you with that, because that's what this is, bro. That is player prop betting. But I think for Trey, the thing you want to consider here is, what is his usage against this team, and what is his usage with BI. And it's just, look at the fluctuation in these minutes, man. And that was against LA. Let's just do last 10 that he's had BI with him, because there's only one game in these last 10 that BI was available. That was that last game. And he consistently hits 3 threes with him in there. You just got to really eat that juice, like I said. Now, this has been happening a little bit more recently. And in the last 10, I want to see how these defenses are against the 3. They're actually pretty good, except for Atlanta. I mean, the defenses that are really good against the 3 are the ones that he didn't go over against. The Lakeshore are not good against the 3, which is really annoying that he didn't hit this in the other 2 games this season, just this last one. In this last game, he hoisted where the 3-point attempts at. He hoisted 6 of them to get 3. I don't like those odds, dude. I want 8. And if I can get 9 3-point attempts as an expectation, then that's what I want to get when I need him to hit 3. To be honest with you, I need a little bit more room than that. So I'm not gonna like the Murphy stuff. The play type stuff I wanted to look at too was he's spot up, right? He's always going to be a spot up shooter from those threes. And they're middle of the pack and limiting spot up shooters. The only thing you like about it is where he's shooting all his shots from, which is somewhere above the break, which is where the Lakers suck. But it's not enough for me. I'll put him through courtside pal just to see if there's anything in terms of is he actually more likely to score against this squad, or is he, maybe we can even look at playmaker stuff or rebounding stuff and see if there's something there real quick. But for points for Trey against the Lakers, middle of the pack, 16th to his shooting profile, to his scoring profile, they're bottom, they're top 8 in terms of limiting points to his scoring profile. If we look at his playmaker stuff, I never want to take assists for Trey, to be honest. That's not his job. They do give up assists to his type, but and then as far as rebounds go, 16th, yeah, not much of an edge there. There was an edge for a little bit with him getting the rebounds, but now if you want to drink the juice, then take the threes. But I'm kind of off the points in this one. It's just not really there for it. All right, we are going to look at Austin Reaves because we got Daft in the house. He wants to talk about Steve Austin Reaves, so we can look at that real quick. Stone Cold Reaves. And we got, what's good, Joe? How you feeling, man? Caught the BI dimes. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you got it. You got that. Yeah, the threes are there, bro. If you want the Trey Murphy threes, you just got to drink the juice a little bit and keep it going. So yeah, we'll look at Austin Reaves now. I'm passing on Trey Murphy, but I would recommend the threes over just the straight points. So I'm passing on that. We gotta look at threes, but I wasn't done with my gotta look at Herb. Herb's last one. I rarely am gonna take a Herb 3-point prop. I'm be honest with you. 1.5 is fine, but even when he's making these, so he's making them against the Lake Show. Most of his threes are coming from the corner, and they're 18th in this side of the floor, 8th in this side of the floor. It's not corner threes are such a it's a little bit of a crapshoot when you're a corner 3 maker because you're just hoping for the attempts. And the reason I rarely take his threes is because the attempts. So he's on 5 attempts to make 2. That's still 40%. Right, the 3-point percentage against his team is at an average of 33.5 on the season for Big Herb, Big Snake, Big Worm, I don't give a damn. 3-point percentage is still at 38.7%. 3.6 on the attempts. Yeah, bro, 3.6 attempts per game on the season. Even in the last 10, where he's probably gotten a few more. BI was out. It's nerve-wracking to take a Herb Jones 3 prop. I think the call was for rebounds too. So let me see that because he has gone over in 5 of his last 7 versus team dating back to last season. In the last 10, he's gone over this number pretty consistently as well. Once again, though, it's one of these situations where it's right on the edge, right? It's he's got to get 4, which he's averaging 3.8 in this time frame right here. And obviously, if you take out these 2, Phoenix and Orlando, let's make sure he played in those games. Yeah, I mean, he played 33 and 41 minutes in those games. That's terrifying, right? With the rebounds and the rebound chances for Herb. Let me pull up Herb on Courtside Pal real quick and see if there's anything there for how he rebounds against his team. But that's terrifying to me. And I also want to see who Herb is guarding. So looking at this last game, did I close out of it? I probably did. Let me pull up box scores real quick and go back to that. I want to see who Herb's guarding. I always got to look at who people are guarding and who is guarding them when they're one-on-one matchups, not these team matchups when it comes to rebounds, because I really need to know where they are on the floor based on who they're guarding, right? On defense especially, because obviously you're way more likely to get these defensive rebounds than offensive from everybody. It's just easier. So we do versus Lakers. We go back to February 9th, and we pull up Herb, Big Herb, and we'll go to matchups to see what he's done, what he's doing here. Defender, Herb Jones, right? All right. Herb is guarding D'Lo, right? Which makes sense. And then a little bit of Reaves and Rui in there as well. And if he's guarding Rui, then he's definitely gonna be a little bit closer to the basket, more around the free throw line. If he's guarding D'Lo, he's not really going in the lane very much. I think he got his rebounds in this game, right? No, he got 0 rebounds in this game. Yeah, that's terrifying. In this last game, I think he got them against the Lakers. He got 5 in this last game, and who he was guarding in that one was probably D'Lo as well. So that It's not quite enough for me. I will throw him in into well, you know what? I want to look at his rebound chances. Apologies. Let me pull up this Nolan's team right quick. New Orleans Pelicans versus all teams. I'm going to do the last 10 for Herb. And I know BI's back in. I don't know that that's going to impact his rebounding too much, but I can see why it might. Like, we're at 8 rebound chances for him to get 5 now. Is that what I'm saying? Or 4? 8 to get 4. His rebound chance success, going back to that, is... Man, that's not a lot of rebounds. 51% on 8 of them. Makes sense. It's right at the cusp. Minus 130 is not enough. I can already tell you that's not a big enough edge for me to take Herb Jones rebound. So I'm out on that. Ooh, I like when we get nasty though, Daft. I like when we get these I almost said Tayshaun Prince. When we get Torian Prince points, like I like it if his field goal attempts are there, but I appreciate you tossing that one out there. I'll take a look at Herb too. But NBA likes it. So you got a fan on that one. I feel you. The stuff for Rui, yeah, I mean, I can look at his points. The assists are never there for Rui. So I'm kind of out on that. I'm out on the Herb rebounds. I'm going to be honest with you. Those rebound chances are doo-doo for Herb. And this is the last 10 without Brandon Ingram in there. What's Herb's stuff? I don't think Herb is affected at all. Herb Jones with and without Brandon Ingram this season. Nothing really goes up. He gets like 0.2 more points, right? It's all the same numbers. He's not impacted by Brandon Ingram's absence or presence on the court. So you really just got to believe, is he going to get 4 boards on about 8 to 9 rebound chances with a 50%, right? Like there's no edge there. Like it's not worth it for us to throw that stuff in there. So I'm out on that. All right, when we get into this game, I'm gonna throw Day in there because whenever G-Bag says the words "play of the day," we got to pay attention. I'm gonna start tracking you, bro, because I know that you hit that at a really nice rate. So if you're gonna use those words, you gotta use them carefully now because I got people banking on what you got to say after you say "play of the day" because I'm vouching for you that it's legit. Let me keep it moving. Definitely check out the bottom line if you are new. Jump in the comments, all that good stuff. Because if you give me a bet, then I'm gonna put it on the list for up next, and we're gonna take a look at it together. You can see the process that I'm using here to come up with these plays. He does like to score against the Lake Show. 10.5 points for Herb. When he's averaging in his last, let's see, though, I mean, the last 3, he's at 26, 44 divided by 3, which is basically 44 divided by 3 is 14.5. That's a pretty good number this season for him. The field goal attempts, 13. I mean, that's a lot of field goal attempts for Herb against this squad. I do not have a good explanation for that. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I am intrigued now. Let me put Herb in here. What do you? It's her. Oh, Herbert. Excuse me, Herbert Jones. His mama call him Herbert. I gotta call him Herbert. Looking at Herbert's points. All right. Well, now I'm just gonna be calling him Herbert forever. All right, Herbert against the Lakers. Yeah, they don't do well against his scoring profile or his shooting profile. It's like they kind of just leave open the dude that they want to leave open, right? They give up a lot of threes, but not really to the corner. That's what's weird. Like their defense is pretty good in the corner right here, and that's where Herb shoots his shot, right? If you look at where Herb's shooting his threes, only 18% above the break, but 19 and 29 total percent of his shots coming from the corner or right down low, which is kind of the thing. When he attacks the rim against them, he could be good. I actually like Herb points for even money better than I like Herb rebounds, better than I like Herb threes. Just see it real quick because in these games against them, when he's averaging 13, 13, 18, how many threes is he taking? That's not even that many minutes for Herb against this squad. So that's pretty good. I like the field goal attempts. That's what I like. For him to get 11 points on an average, I mean, let's say he shoots 9 shots and needs 11 points. Does 9 shots. He does need to go 6 of 9. Nice. Or he needs to hit some threes. That's the thing. But look, I mean, he'd be hitting threes against this Lakers squad. That's just a really high percentage is the problem. 3-pointers made are about 2. And the threes attempts are at 5. So in these last 3, look at that's why, right? 60% from deep in the last 3 games against this team this season. That's an outlier to me. So I'm off the Herb stuff. I get it if you like Herb because the courtside pal tells you he's really likely to score, and he's done it in the past. So scared money don't make money. I believe that, but my money's too scared to even try to make anything off that. So I'm passing on Herb 3-pointers and points. I'm gonna update that real quick in the up next stuff. And the bottom line does have the bets we already played. But I got a lot of passes in here. Let me look at these Lakers now. I'm going to look at Stone Cold Reaves so we can see what he's like there too. And then, yeah, I'm going to add all this stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming in for the Lakers Oh, wait, no. Yeah, LeBron rebounds. I'm still in the right game. Let me get into the Lakers here. All right, so I'm going to add I got Austin Reaves that we're looking at. I got AD that we're looking at. Let me get these in order, all right? All right. And yeah, listen to my homies in the chat. There's the people in my Discord are fire, bro. So good information being shared. And I do want to, what we will start doing in the Discord for y'all is getting the live chat going in there as well, so we could all just kind of like politic as Free Sauce calls it. All right, I'm throwing LeBron rebounds in here, LeBreezy Rebs. I've got Austin Reaves in here. Has anybody talked about D'Lo yet? I didn't know if anybody wanted to talk about D'Lo. AD revenge game. I love that we still bring up the revenge narratives between these two teams. Like, I mean, bro, when you trade like 9 first-round picks, including like 4 dudes who were first-round picks for AD, and then they win a yeah. All right, let's see here. I've got to get into these Lakers bets. So I just didn't see anything else besides what I've got right now. So I passed on all those Pelly's bets to add. CJ McCollum, I passed on those points, if you're wondering. Austin Reaves, we're going to look at points. I know my guy Modai, if you checked out the video that we put out yesterday, he likes Austin Reaves to hit 3+ threes. And then AD under 3, half a 3 was a good look from everybody in the Discord. And we could take a look at LeBreezy rebounds as well. Yeah, maybe you could talk about, Mike, you like the points potentially. I love a Hakam's Razor. I always pronounce that incorrectly. LBJ 26.5 points. Why try to outthink it? Yeah, lots of supporting roles. Yeah, Occam's Razor basically saying like the most obvious answer is probably the answer. So I believe in that. Let's look at LeBron real quick. And then we can actually really want to look at the AD bet. I think the AD bet could potentially move. Let me look at that one real quick for this game. We got AD for a 3. Under is -142. Yeah, it's already gotten juiced. I think MGM does probably have it for -135. I saw that before we jumped on. But, like, it makes sense. And the thing is like, if we don't have Joval in there, now we're talking about AD versus dudes that he can score on. Is just bigger than. Just simply put, he's just bigger than them and can bully them. I mean, maybe not Zion, but I don't think Zion's going to be on him. Let me see real quick. So the threes for a Dizzle in the last 10, how many has he even taken? There's probably games where he hasn't even taken one. I'm gonna go down to 3-point attempts. 1, 0, 1, 1. So he's averaging 2.7 attempts. We basically need him to go 0 for 3. Juice might not be worth it at that point, but like it could be too. On the season, he's hit one 29% of games, right? 22 out of 76. Let me just see if there's any outlier to centers against this team. This is on Fantasy Pros, FanDuel NBA defense versus position. And I know I always besmirch this, but let me just see if there's any correlation to centers not hitting threes against New Orleans. They give up threes to centers because centers are trying to bring AD away from the basket, right? So the Lakers do give up threes to centers because of that reason. But do the Pellies give up threes to centers? Not with any kind of notable, they're just in the middle of the pack. There's nothing I can rely on there. They're giving up about 1 a game to centers. He has hit a 3 against this team. Only 2 out of his last 8, 0 times this season in all 4. How many threes did he take in those 4 against this team? 1, 1, 2, 2, right? So about 1.5 threes a game that he's averaged against this squad this year in 4 games. Has not hit one against them. I think it's a good look, fam. Even for the juice that you got to eat there. I've been ready to hit this with you guys since it was brought up in the chat on Discord. So I'm gonna put the green check next to AD on the under a half a 3 for a half a unit. Call this a little bankroll builder. And I'm going to take that on MGM, assuming it's still there, but I'm going to put it in here for now before I can go hit it. 0.5U, and I'm going to send a text to hit that, though. We got AD in there with the green check mark. All right, I'm going to put him on the scrolling on the bottom as well. So make sure you check that out so you can see the bets that we have hit. Update this and add AD as the other bet. And I'm taking Rui off, bro. I already took him off the other one. It's not worth it for me. All right, AD. Why am I doing it this way? All right. Keep it moving. I know we want to look at LeBron to God. Put him in here real quick. Run him through stuff. All right. AD good to go. The bottom line is updated and correct. All right. Dizzle's good. We got to look at LeBron. Why overthink it? I fully get that. I'm not really worried about how much LeBron's been playing because he's been playing minutes. I will say that. I think this is still head-to-head. So against this team this year, 3 out of 4 that he's gone over 26.5, right? In the last 10, pretty consistent. He didn't have to play that many minutes against Cleveland. He did play a lot against Washington. 36 minutes. He's still at 36 minutes, death and taxes, LeBron James. I mean, he's going to go to sleep in his cryo chamber last night, right, and come out a new man. So it's not like it really matters. He is one of the people on the planet who defies age. He and Tom Brady probably. So without worrying about that, right? He's played. This will be his third game in like 6 nights, whatever. It's not that big a deal. 5 nights, still a pretty good amount of work. The amount of shots he's taken in the last 17 shots to get 27 points against this squad this season. The field goal attempts, 20, 13, 24. And that 13 was a blowout game, right? They lost by 17 in that one, I believe. Or they won by 17 in that one. And Rui was doing his thing, and he really didn't have to go off in that one. Let's look at how this team compares to him on Courtside Pal real quick. Let's throw LeBron in here. LeBron is like one of those dudes I always talk about who this type of site was made for. LeBron doesn't have a position the way you want to pinhole him into like small forward or whatever. Like LeBron is LeBron. He's one of one. So you got to look at his profile way more than his position. Points against Nolans. Man, it's also one of those things. His scoring profile is better. Let's look at where the Pellies are weakest. I'm going to pull them up again here. I'm going to pull up LeBron so I can look at how his stuff compares. 51% of his shots right next to the basket, and then the other 27% above the break. Kind of knew that. If we look at the opponent defense, 78% of his shots coming from those two spots. They're actually 12th best right here down low, 19th best above the break. I mean, they've been really, really good all year. Transition, they do get back on defense, 17th most points in transition. And we know he's going to be driving as well as LeBron. So he does need to get to the free throw line. They don't do that. They're very good against the pick and roll ball handler, which is why I usually don't like to take Austin Reaves, because to be honest with you, that's where Austin be scoring from, is the pick and roll ball handler stuff. I'll pull him up while I'm talking about LeBron just to show you what I mean. Austin Reaves, right? That's his number one most used play type, is pick and roll ball handler. We know that. That's what he likes to do the most, and get out in transition. Some spot up stuff for him. So if he gets those spot ups, right, then that makes sense. But he's only at 3 points per game off the spot up. And to get those threes, man, like, if he's not going to be coming off of the pick and roll with the ability to shoot, because they don't give up points to pick and roll ball handlers, that's a little bit scary, right? So be careful with Reaves. But let me finish up LeBron in terms of his other types of scoring. I get, like, maybe it's a don't overthink it thing, but it could go either way for me with LeBron. Looking at rebounds and his rebound profile against New Orleans, pretty good. 10th best. They give it the 10th most to his rebound profile. As far as this is why I always like assists for LeBron in these situations, is like rebounds and points take a ton of effort, and like almost like he's not taking plays off, but he's resting when he's assisting, right? And that's why I do think he likes to assist a lot. I think we talked about this jumping up on the assist to 9.5. Yeah, so you can get it 9.5 for good juice, or you can take minus 145 for him to get 9. So hopefully you saw this bet from Modai yesterday, where it was way more worth it at the 8.5 assists. And I still believe in that a lot more. The thing about his assists in this matchup is the potentials. And that's what Modai was talking about. 24 and 19, even had 15 the game before. If we look at rebound chances for LeBreezy, it's just going to be a little bit more sporadic for him. Let's do the last 10 games for LeBron in his rebound chances. 11.6, right, to get 8 is still a really good number for LeBron. We know 67.7% is a pretty high percentage, a successful rebound chance percentage. With that in mind, let's do versus the Pellies and know that we're not going to have tracking data for all of the games that they played against New Orleans this season, but I'm still going to do it for the 2 games or so that they can give us that information and see if there's anything there. So in the 2 games that he played this team, right, 9 that they had tracking data, 9 rebound chances, 4.5 boards, and then he went but bonkers in these last couple this last game right here, getting 11 to get that triple dub and make sure that they got that 8 seed so they don't have to win 2 games. I think that's why I think they want to win. Like, why would you go all out to beat up on the Pellies in the last game of the season if you're just going to lose. And like, that doesn't make sense to me. So any kind of theories of like LeBron is going to set himself up to play against not the Nuggets, basically, by not getting the 2 seed is not intelligent. Like, why would he play that many minutes in this last game if that was going to be the case, right? I just got off props.cash. That's my bad. And let me actually make sure y'all can see the whole screen. My bad as well there. Hold up. All right. So yeah, I would be careful with that, y'all. Like I would be very, very careful with LeBron in the way that you kind of handle that. Let me make sure that, yeah, this is my problem right here. All right, cool. Bet. Save that. All right, this is a little bit better. I like this more so we can see this. Let me bring it up for you. I want to make sure y'all don't miss anything that I'm putting up here. All right, so going back to LeBron on the rebounds, like that's a little bit scarier. I would definitely lean towards the assists for LeBreezy, and the points. Look, they're mad high, and now that the assists are at 9.5, like even 19 potential assists, like I was just showing y'all, is a little bit scary to get on the potentials that he's had. Sorry, I have it right here, the assist for him. So yeah, I'm good on everything. After this got to 9.5, I think we lost the ability to really bet it. I mean, 24 is crazy amount of assists because he just had 17. It's not the worst bet, I'll be honest with you. This is crazy that he just had 17 assists against his team in the head-to-head this season. This is what you want to focus on. So, if you want that too, I'm with it. I think the 9.5 really, you lose that edge that makes it worth it. So LeBron's assists are a pass for me. So are his rebounds. I would say the assists and like the points and assists is a good look. I do think he wants to win tonight, so the effort should be there for the points. The rebounds have just not been nearly as available for him, and in part because AD is getting a ton of rebounds, right? Where's let me pull up a Dizzle real quick. Anthony Davis rebounds. 11 against them last game. Actually has not been boarding up against this team either. But yeah, the rebound, the stuff for him as a rebounder is what we're looking at. That's not good. The playmaking stuff for him. New Orleans gives up a lot more assists there. So let's move past LeBron. Unfortunately, I can't put anything down for him. I'm passing on that as well. But maybe we do find a nice little parlay with what we've got with some of these bets we do like. We like the AD bet. Now I'm gonna look at Austin Reaves real quick, especially for my guy Daft. And then make sure I'm not missing anything before we move on from this game too that y'all want to talk about. All right. And that game, yeah, we still got time for that game. Last stream was nuts because everything just started popping up, right? All right, pulling up Austin 3 party. Where you at, Stone Cold? Rebounds for Austin Reaves. Meh. Threes for Austin Reaves. Plus 126. That seems like a pretty good number, doesn't it not? Plus 126. Caesars is allegedly hanging plus 136 for him to get 3 made threes. Bruh. That's a little special, isn't it? Let's see here. What should we be looking at for Austin Reaves? Let's start with how good is this defense? Well, let's just look at him on courtside pal. It's always a good starting point because what I want to know is when I'm looking at threes, how good. And really what happens with New Orleans is they play a lot of defense that allows they kind of funnel the ball to where they want it to be. His scoring profile against them, 13th most points, but you look at shooting profile rather, scoring profile, 4th fewest, right? And the difference between those, I'll just show you real quick. The shooting profile is going to say he's like his shooting approach. He can do it in a bunch of different ways. He likes to do it from the isolation, take his shots from the ISO. He likes to create off the dribble. And especially from that mid-range, and then pull-up jumpers is what he does the most. 3-pointers, they definitely need to have the ball passed to them. The difference between that and the scoring profile, real quick, is going to be, so now it's going to be about play type a little bit more, like catch and shoot stuff, and the types of shots that he scores off of, which is definitely coming off of the dribble a bit. But yeah, so I mean, either way, the scoring profile tells us it's not as likely. If we look at the assists, I thought someone brought up assists for him as well. Nolan's is going to be a little bit worse at defending assists than they are at defending the rebound stuff. Let's look at that for him. Yeah, they're going to be a good rebounding team no matter what. Yeah, 3rd fewest rebounds to his rebound profile. So for the threes for Austin Reaves, I think with the juice you're getting, it might be worth it. Let's look at his attempts real quick. 5.7 in his last 10. So 6 attempts to make 3 threes is not very high. We just need him to have a really good percentage. And the last 3 that he's gone over, 57, 60, and 43%. Those are, I mean, obviously 57 and 60 is crazy. He went, in this one, he went 3 for 5 right here against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are terrible. And then we've got 3 for 7 against the Dubs, 3 for 7 against the Pellies. So 3 for 7 is still 40%. 40% for a dude on the season who is, not that high. Even on the season, hasn't done it very much at all, man. Head-to-head, he's done it twice a season, just barely getting over on the attempts against this team. Looking at that real quick. This year, yeah, right at about 5 attempts, which is a little bit more than 4.4. But, that's not nearly as much for me. I'm going to look at how they defend those things as well real quick. I'm just going to go to all team stuff real quick and look at opponent and move it on to that next game. I think we do got to hop over to there for at least a sec before we do anything else. I'm sorry. I'm just going to look at the season real quick. Opponent 3-pointers made for New Orleans. Yeah, their 3-point defense is bad. That's why you like him, because their 3-point defense is pretty terrible. 3-point percentage, they've gotten lucky, to be honest, because you look at how many threes are made. They are giving up a lot of 3-point attempts. So it's annoying to me that he hasn't had more 3-point attempts. Let's take a quick look at D'Lo. His 3 attempts are high against this team. That's going to be a lot better of a look for the threes. You got to pay more to get more and pay more. You get more. Yeah, he's got to shoot more. The 3.5 is mad annoying. If it was 2.5 for D'Lo, I think we'd have an edge. The 3.5 is where we kind of lose it, bro, for real. So I think I'm going to move on from that. We've been doing this for long enough that I think I need to look at that Dubs game. But if you like the threes for either of those dudes, bro, I would take the D'Lo stuff there for sure. Bro, if you want to check out the websites, they're all in the description of the video. I would definitely recommend that. A juicer, eh? Okay. Let me see real quick. Yeah, it's a good point, Mike. I'm definitely not disparaging your LeBron stuff there if you like it. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, you want me to look at LeBron blocks? We can. I need to move on from this game. So, I mean, next one's not starting for another hour anyway, right? So, looking at LBJ blocks, it's minus 104 though, right? So I thought you were about to come at me with plus 140 or 50 or something like that. So I'm not giving that a legit look. Not. I mean, bring him if you got him, but that's not gonna be something for me. Yeah, good look. Yeah, let me know who's got it. If it was Ray Rooney, I appreciate that. Good look, NBA. We uplift our people around here, right? So when somebody brings a good look, let's call them out when we can. All right. Yeah, Leo, if you need to look at the card, bro, it's scrolling on the bottom, so make sure you check it out. All right, we're good. I'm good on this game right now. Let me throw a couple of these bets in here that you guys want to talk about for the Lakers. I'm sorry, for the Dubs and for the Kangs. I've got Domas under rebounds on there, so make sure you check that out. I saw Draymond over. That was from G-Bag, right? Draymond over on the RA. That seemed low from whatever number you were telling me earlier. We'll look at that. Let's look at I got D Fox in there for the points. I do like that a lot. I'll look at Steph boards. I think Mike was bringing that in the Discord. Talk about Steph Rebs. And then I'm just going to scroll through real quick to see if y'all got anything. But if you can help me out and just throw it in the chat again if I missed it earlier, then that's mad helpful. Appreciate you, Deft. Hope you're having a good time with your kid, man. And thanks for the Torian Prince bet. If you like the Torian Prince bet, that's where our guy's at. I can see we're still talking about the BI stoner stuff in here. All right, I've got some stuff I want to look at anyway for that game. So if you guys don't have anything as of late that you were throwing in there for the that game, let me know. Or otherwise, I'm gonna go into what I want to talk about for the Kangs. There was a good look. Okay, here we go. We got Crack Sparrow. What's up, fam? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you in here. We got Crack Sparrow talking about the pods over. Wait, 4.5 points. Is that really what it's at? There's no way. Let me take that. I'll look at pods over 4.5 points. Did you mean points? Let me know if you meant points. That's crazy if it is points. We've seen that man have a much higher prop than that. All right, I think that's a good start. We got. We're gonna look at these two dudes. I don't. We'll just go through stuff that stands out to me. Let's do that. We got 2 games. If you do have something for the Eastern games, let's save that for tomorrow at this point. But definitely want to jump in the Discord and follow along so that you can make sure you don't miss any of these bets that I put out when I get them for the East. I've got a couple bets already up for the East as well, so you check those out. But I saw some, bro. I don't think Buddy's in here, but Buddy Irons was talking about under some Alex Len stuff for his lack of playing time. I thought that was mad interesting. I'll start with Steph Rebs, though. and see what Mike might have been looking at. It's juiced gone now, right? Minus 140. So you almost ought to get him at 5.5. That's wild. I don't know if I can take him at 5.5. I guess head to head, he does do his thing, right? So that kind of adds up, but it's still at 5.7. This year, he's gone over in 3 of 4 versus them, averaging 6.3. So at least he does get to the 6 this season. The Rebs on the season, he set out that Jazz game. He was definitely doing it over here. I don't think there's anything about who is or is not playing. Let's put make sure that like Gary Payton's out. That's helpful, but everybody else is. Let's put with Kuminga, with Wiggs, with Draymond, and with TJD at the very least. See what that does to us. So this season, 12 of 27 to the over with all those dudes playing. I was just trying to pick up some of the better rebounders for this team, although Kuminga is not even that good of a rebounder. Let's put TJD in here. I got him in here. Okay. So we got TJD in here. We could see some Kevon Looney, y'all. I don't think Looney has props up, but we definitely could see some Kevon in here after he was a glass monster versus them last year. So be careful taking like other dudes who might get their stuff eaten into by Kevon Looney's presence, which might be there. So for Curry's rebounds, yeah, that's a little bit scary for me. The last 10 playing with these dudes, he's definitely gone over in half of them. Not as much of late. I don't have anything giving me an edge for his rebounds here, to be honest with you. Let's put him in courtside pal, see if they're susceptible to giving rebounds to Steph's rebounding profile. I'm not positive, to be honest with you. And as far as who he's guarding, like they're just going to try to stick him on like, whenever Davion Mitchell's on the court or like a Keon Ellis, that's who he's going to be guarding. So still going to be out on the perimeter. If we look at rebounds for Steph against Sac, they're still going to be a very good rebounding team in general. So you're going to see a lot of positions and profiles that are going to be all the way down here at third fewest. I don't see the edge. I'm not telling you if you see something with that, like, I dig it. Minus 140, there's not going to be much that I could find that would make me say take over for minus 140 or take over 5.5 boards for Steph. I can just finish looking at some of his stuff. I mean, the points are mad high. If you have a boost, I would very much so recommend that, like, if you can find a way to bet Steph Curry 25 plus, and I'll just pull it up on, let's see where his points prop is the best at. You get the best number. Wow, FanDuel's got him, or BetMGM's at 29.5. Minus 106 on FanDuel. Let's take a look at what happens if we parlay a little bit of Steph points with a little bit. Did I just lose my book? I think I just X'd out of it. Let's do FanDuel.com for a second. So amateur. Because I just lost my bookmark. But I do think it's going to be better on here than it is on DraftKings, because we're already getting better juice for his points. Whatever. Bro, I don't need to log in. What just happened? All right, we're looking at it on DraftKings. If you get this better on FanDuel, then go for it. I just want to see what happens, because for both these dudes, like, I think they both are good for, I know they're good for 20. 25 is where it starts to get a little bit even dicey, but like if both these dudes are going to go off, if I go to the same game parlay stuff here directly on DraftKings and I go over to points and I go to Steph alt points, let me go down for a minute. Steph alt, if I put that at 25 plus and I put D Fox at 25 plus, if you have a boost and get this to like even money or something like that, I do think this is a good look as well. 25 plus for both players. I do think they're going to both be taking a ton of shots in this game. One of my favorite bets was this game to be really close as well. 1 to 5 points or 1 to 6 points for either team's margin of victory. I would take that, like I did and told you guys about. But his points head to head, let me take all these dudes out real quick, because Steph is going to doesn't matter. Over an 11 of averaging 33. He went under on the and played 32 minutes, a little bit low for him as well. I don't. Last year he went over hella as well. Let's make this a postseason game real quick. Right? So that's why the 25 real good joy if you can get the dub game and let y'all get back to it. And then we're gonna watch this game, and I'll be in there so we can chat through some of these bets if you have them and get that going. But yeah. What's going on? see. Talk is what I'm trying. Somebody's fucking up my internet, obviously. So if you can get that above the clouds, brought it up. That's what I was trying to do for the parlay right here in the same verse. I'll look because a bunch of y'all bringing that up now. Like Ivan brought that up as well, so we can look at that. Yeah, OT. I was looking, bro. Honestly, internet is ridiculous. I've literally have my exact. But I don't know if it's working. I'm a lot of y'all are dipping as my shit misses up. So maybe we'll. I'll keep trying, but unreal. If you am crazy. We can't really trust his minutes, which is what's mad annoying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Benny. You're right. There's something fishy going on here. Like, who's trying to keep us from making money? This is sketch. Let's see if I got pods real quick. On over in the points. Why is this at 5.5? That's wild, right? Damn. Why the internet on those of y'all still rocking. I'll try to keep going for a minute since y'all are still here anyway. We can see if we can figure this out real quick. But golly, bro, this is all kinds of messed up. Let's see here. Still got some of y'all here, so we're gonna see if we can make it happen. But not feeling as confident. Yeah. All right, y'all. Come through to the Discord. I can't get dick all to work for me, to be honest. Yeah, everything. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Y'all understand I'm good now? All right, let's get it. We can finish it up because I was gonna jump in Discord anyway. Let me see if I can get it now. All right, I'm gonna bring up this screen one more time. We're gonna look at Pa because I know y'all want to talk about Podziemski, which is hilarious because I'm not sure what is gonna happen with Podziemski minutes. But let me pull this up right quick and see if we can get it going one more time. All right, where's my screen at? Where's screen I'm sharing, bro? This is a disaster. Let me pull this up. So annoying. Gotta update that shit again. All right. Pulling up pods for a minute, and that might I think we're good now, but it looks like everything was just shit in the bed, fam. That's so annoying. All right, got the prop stock cash back up. Looking at pods, technical difficulties. Appreciate y'all standing by. Always know that the real ones are in here anyway. B pods. Looking at assists for a second for our guy. Let's see if there's anything there. 1.5 assists, 2.5 for some better money, right? So, let's see. 1.5 assists. Yeah, I'm good on a FanDuel account, Sebastian, but I appreciate you, bro. B-Pods on the assist. I mean, he's gone over hella consistently. This is down to 1.5, which is getting a little out of control, right? Like, it's only up on MGM right now. I guess there's some other bets that's probably not pulling through. But if we look at his potentials, where we get down to 6 in the last couple games. I mean, he had 3 in these last 2. How many minutes did he play? He played 23, 21 minutes. It's tough to expect him to get that many minutes. Like Steve Kerr is not a dude who likes to put in his rooks in this case. Did I lose all my banner? No, okay, we're good. Still got this stuff going on the bottom line. Okay, the bottom line's still good. And I'm looking at B pods, and I need to get my correct banner up here so we're talking the right game. All right, all this stuff is still scrolling on the bottom, so get that. But yeah, no, I'll probably jump into office hours, Caleb. So if you guys want to come in there after, I'm gonna just need like 1 minute after this is done. And then if you go into the Discord, you can see office hours at the very bottom there, and we can voice chat and all that. So we can kind of finish it up. If you all have any questions in there, I'll be in there. You can just toss them at me. Oh, yo, Sean Kemp's in the chat. What's up, dude? Rain Man, bro, one of the best of all time. Appreciate you, dog. All right, cool. I'm finishing up pods. Like this is wild. Yeah, even if he gets 25 minutes, so he's at 1.5 assists. So he's at, where'd the potential assists go for me? Potential assists. Where you at? Potential assists at 6 over the last 10, right? And even if you take out these last 3, these 2 right here, where I don't know, what do you play minutes wise? 21, 23.5. Like it kind of indicates that he might be a big part of this, a bigger part of this, rotation for the playoffs than you might otherwise think, because of the fact that like he just sat a little bit in this last game where it was like most people that were sitting for the Dubs were people that they want to have play minutes, right? Except for Klay Thompson. So he's gone over in 9 of his last 10, 11 of his last 15, 25 of his last 30. On the season, he's hit this number 65 of 74 times. The thought process here for the books has got to be that like dude is not going to get minutes, right? That would be the only thing that would make me go, okay, like then what are his minutes going to be at? Because maybe we can still get this over too if he's normally going over in those minutes. 26.6 minutes on the season, right? And that's where he's gone over 65 to 74. In the last 10, his minutes are still at 26. So let's put him at 25 to be safe, right? If he's averaging 6 potentials in 25 minutes a game, and let's put everybody in here too, because other players are going to impact him. So let's put Klay is playing and Steph is playing and Chris Paul's playing. So we got all 3 of those dudes in there. Still at 80% on the season, bro. This is definitely an edge. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm gonna pull up my my other prop tool here, my prop finder tool from the lines, and just put them in here real quick. Podziemski. Assists 1.5. You can get okay. Yeah, it's gonna be juiced way the hell down, and it looks like MGM's the only book that's really even giving. Shout out MGM though. I will give them credit. Like when playoff time comes around, you're gonna get some nasty like backup player props for mad low points that you can often take advantage of. So definitely keep an eye on those. But for pods on the assists like that is probably worth it to me, man. I just the amount that he's doing that. If he needs 6 potentials to get 2 assists, that's where we're at. And I'm still going to slot him in at 26 minutes, something that is happening at an 85% clip. Like, I'm going to do it. I get what you're looking at, fam. Like, that's a good look. Who was a lot of y'all, Ivan or Ivan? I don't want to get it wrong. Sometimes it's Ivan, sometimes it's Ivan. But Ivan, you like that. I like that too. You like that. Let's look at the rebounds real quick from Alexander, excuse me, as well. Bringing that on from Big Al. Looking at the pod rebs. It's at 4.5 on DK. If you see a 3.5 somewhere, let me know, bro. I don't know if it's available in here. Okay, if you got a 365 account, looks like it's still available on Bet365 for the 4 rebounds. I do wonder. Let's keep this at. So we got this at 4.5 right now. Let's dumb this down to 3.5. And how much more often does he do it? So when I leave it at 4.5, that percentage drops a good bit, right? And now he's averaging because he's at 5 a game. This is on the season. In the last 10, he's at 6 a game. And there's really nobody missing that you got to be worried about. This is all interesting to me. I like what you're looking at here with Pod. He can be disappointing. Don't get me wrong. But it usually comes down to minutes. Let's pull up Courtside Pal for 1 second, see if there's anything that gives us a little bit more of an edge to talk about with him there. Um, which one do you bet, Lord Sports? Let me know what you're talking about. Pulling up this is Podziemski. B-Pods. Jack Harlow ass looking dude. Points for we like the assists. Rebounds against sacks. Sacks a really good rebounding team, man. There are not going to be many positions that get rebounds against the sack squad. Playmaker as far as assists go against sack. Yes, they've been limiting assists too, to be honest. So it can be a little bit scary. Was I looking at rebounds the right way? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Points against this team. I mean, they're just much worse on defense in general. Has he been scoring against the squad? I know it's scary to take his points, but head to head he hasn't played all them with all of these dudes. With Steph, he's gone over. He's only played them once, and it was that one game with Steph. I guess he's missed a couple against this team, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, now we're just talking about one game this season. He played 27 minutes. He got 7 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes. I mean, the dimes have got to be a go, man, right? Like, yeah, I gotta feel good about the dimes. So I'll throw B-Pods on there. I would definitely recommend throwing that into like a parlay if you needed something else to add to your ticket there, just to bump it up with an extra leg. But yeah, I like that. Let me take a look at Wiggs for a minute. You got Wiggs over for 3.5 first quarter points, huh? Okay, I see you on that. Let's look at Wiggs. Honestly, I don't know what he does in the first quarter. It's tough to keep track of that nearly as much as this stuff. But with Wiggs, like I usually dudes out, and that's I'm done. I appreciate y'all, but I gotta fix this internet issue before I can stream a show. Like this is Rudy poo baloney going on right now. I'm assuming I'm still yeah. All right, let's roll. I'm done. I'm done with this. If y'all can hear me, I appreciate you guys, man. I got to dip. Definitely jump into that into the Discord if you are not a part of it yet. I'll just put it up right here for y'all. If it even comes up. But this is the Discord. Trying to show the Discord. The link is in the description as well. We got a lot of good people in there, man. So just jump in there. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Jump into the office hours and we'll get it going. All right. And we'll make it happen. So I appreciate you guys, man. We'll talk soon. I'm going to be back tomorrow as well, 5:30 p.m. Eastern every single day. Everything is a little bit messed up. So I'm going to put this up right now. I'll jump in the comments of the video that's going to be up on YouTube. That is going to have the bets in there as well. Discord in the description. That's true. Yeah, so the bottom line's all messed up. When I try to present my screen right now, I'm gonna just have to get the hard wire and put it in there. But I'll be there on the Discord in a minute, y'all. So appreciate you guys. Hopefully see you in there soon. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bet safe tonight, and I'll talk to you guys later. And happy betting. That's what I'm supposed to say when I dip out, right? Happy betting.